The darkness has come once again, going through time to look back, seeing old Pokemon, and see how they're doing today. What's up, guys? The Witch Doctor. So yes, we are back with Dialga's timeline. The series did pretty well. You guys ended up liking it, so we're going to go ahead and continue on with the series. I think it'll be cool. Only problem is at the moment I don't have all the stuff worked out yet, because I need to get a file on Pokemon Black, Pokemon like Soul Silver and Platinum and stuff like that. I need to start playing through those games so I can get like a file on there and shit, so I can show you guys footage from those games and stuff like that. And it'd help if I had a capture card too, so I can show X and Y stuff. But unfortunately I don't have any of those. So I will be showing mainly pictures, some gameplay footage, some, don't worry, there will be some. But I rambled on long enough. So who is the Pokemon that we're going to look back in time today? Well, someone actually just suggested it in the comments, and I looked at it and I was like, you know what? That would actually be a pretty good one to do. So today we're going to look at Glalie. And I don't just think Glalie, he is definitely a weird Pokemon. I mean, for me, it's perfect. It's a floating head. I mean, it's classified as a phase Pokemon, but it's a floating fucking head. You know, Witch Doctor, Shrunken Heads, Voodoo. It's up my alley. I like this. Well, this is going good so far. Really good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at my Emerald game, since this is one of the only places where I actually had a Glalie. And yeah, I have Glalie. See, its only ability in this game was Inner Focus, which wasn't all that good, let's be honest. It's pretty shit. But hey, it's a Glalie. What do you want to do? Now, what has Glalie given us when it first came into the game? Not a whole lot, let's be very honest. Glalie was one of those Pokemon where you looked at him and he looked really cool because, again, we all have, like, in every single Pokemon game, there's always like that one Pokemon that's hard to find in the game and you would have never, like, expected looking for it. So that would be Snorunt. I never knew where the hell Snorunt was until I went through that, I forgot the name of the cave, something cave, and there, we just saw fucking Snorunt in this ice place, because the place was weird. It had a tide. When the tide was low, you can go into the lower parts of the cavern in the cave, and you can find yourself in this ice place, and within the ice area, there was Snowrunts, along with Nevermelt Ice, yeah. And from there, you can get yourself a Glalie. Now, Glalie's stats are nothing to write home about. It is base 80 stats all the way through. Now, I guess that'd be okay if you're playing in lower tiers, depending on how you make your Glalie, but let's be honest, there is nothing fantastic about his stats. Also, his move pool is kind of mediocre at best. He does get a variety of some special attacks and physical attacks, but like I said, it's mediocre at best. There's not much you can really do with Glalie, because the thing that really disappoints me about Glalie the most is that he gets no type of stat boosting moves. Nothing he has can raise any of his stats, besides Double Team, but that's banned from competitive play at least. So we can rule that one out the question. There is no reason to use any of those. But as of look wise, Glalie looks pretty fucking cool. And he's an ice type, and as you know, ice is one of my favorite types. Probably like my second or third. I don't know, it's hard to choose between favorite types because I love ghost Pokemon. I like dark, I like ice. Those are one of my favorite types. So yeah, that's Glalie in Generation 3, where he first was introduced, and not much I can say to him. I guess we can go through the move tutor moves from Fire Red and Leaf Green and Emerald. Ooh, I'm sorry, I got a little bit of stuffy nose. So, they give us Body Slam, Double Edge, Mimic, Explosion, and Substitute for the move tutor moves back then. In Emerald, he gets Rollout, Snore, Icy Wind, Endure, Swagger, Sleep Talk, and Defense Curl. Now, Defense Curl could actually raise up our defenses, but what's the point of that? I'm not getting a whole lot out of that, I'll tell you that much. So then, what does 4th generation bring to Glalie? Again, not a whole lot. It doesn't really do anything besides give him Ice Body as another ability. If you can utilize Hail in your team, then Ice Body would actually be a pretty good ability going along with Leftovers. A bulky Glalie would actually be pretty good. With Leftovers and Ice Body, that would actually be something decent to use. Now, if I was to run Glalie, depending on how the tiers are, whatever tier you're using him in, I would make him physically defensive or specially defensive. I would definitely run Super Fang, because in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he gets that as a move tutor. You get Super Fang, Block, and Headbutt. Actually, pretty good. Not only that, he does get some hazards, which is with spikes, so that's from an egg move, but that's still pretty good. I would definitely run Super Fang along with Toxic and Protect. Probably Ice Beam, just throw and stab. But that's all I can really do for Glalie. I mean, what? You just look at him and he's just... There's not a whole lot that you can do, which is sad. But Glalie does look pretty fucking awesome. So, yeah. Gen 4 did absolutely nothing for this guy. So what about the 5th generation? Now, Glalie, well, he got the hidden ability Moody. And let me just say, Moody would have made an entirely different... Oh my goodness. Moody would have helped him so much. For those of you who do not know what Moody is, at the end of every turn, a random stat will raise by 2 stages while another one is lowered by 1. Can you imagine that, having that on Glalie? It would be fucking amazing. They finally gave Glalie some justice. Started off pretty bad. Didn't do so well in the 4th generation. Now when 5th generation come around, they said, you know what? Let's show Glalie some love. Let's get him a little bit of a boost in there. But what did they do? They banned Moody. Granted, I don't know if it's still banned now, but I'm pretty sure it's still banned. But 5th generation did give Glalie a lot more variety of a move pool. It's just, wow. He has a lot more moves he can learn this time. Still no stat boosting moves. Still no stat boosting moves. Now, from move tutors, he can, from Black and White 2, he gets Block, Dark Pulse, Icy Wind, Iron Head, Signal Beam, Sleep Talk, Snore, Spite, and Super Fang. So, yeah. Not looking too good for Glalie. Not looking too good at all. That's the 5th generation. So, now let's go all the way to 6th gen. We are in X and Y now. What has X and Y done for Glalie? Well, you pretty much guessed it. Whole lot of nothing. Nothing at all. Some Pokemon got buffs in their stats this generation, like, example, Nidoking, the last video, got an attack raise, along with Beedrill getting an attack raise, Raichu getting a speed buff, Pidgeot getting a speed buff, and Butterfree getting a special attack buff. There's other ones, but I'm not going to name them all. So now we are open up to more moves that Glalie can learn. And guess what? Yet again, none of them are stat boosting moves. This is what really hinders Glalie so much. He could actually be pretty useful in lower tiers, but without any type of stat boosting moves, Glalie can't do a whole lot. And that's the sad truth of it all. Glalie cannot do a whole lot. And it saddens me to say that, because I actually like Glalie a lot. Really cool looking Pokemon, but sometimes looks aren't everything. Well, let's face it, looks can only get you so far. And with a Pokemon like Glalie, unfortunately for him, that's all it's going to do for him. Looks will only get him so far. But let's look at some moves he got from this generation. Oh, there wasn't. I forgot. There's no move tutors. Stupid me. But yeah, guys, I guess that will be it for this one. So has Glalie stood the test of time? Nope. Glalie has been frozen in time. How appropriate. That dude's a nice type, and he's just been sitting there frozen in time. Can't do a whole... You can't do anything. That's just it. He can't do anything. He's just been frozen in time, doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, Glalie has not stood the test of time. But with Ruby and Sapphire remake coming, I do have some hopes for Glalie. I really do. Because a Mega Glalie would be very much appreciated. So yeah, guys, that was it for this week's Dialga's Timeline. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down below. Also, I'm going to start taking suggestions now. Rather than me coming up with one of my own, I'll let you guys comment down below, and I'll pick from the comments of who the next Pokemon will be. So yeah, guys, see you next time. Dark.